This leads me to this. Okay. Why is Chip Kelly considered a better coach than Nick Sirianni? Why would I consider that? Why would I say that Chip Kelly was a better Eagle head coach than Nick? Why would I say that? I posted this on Twitter. I'm going to make the argument he's better than Nick. Nick's really 12-11. Chip Kelly's a better coach. Some of you are going, this is crazy. Oh, John. Ooh. Because you're not smart, this guy says. Nick can't play. Wow. I didn't realize that we would actually have some smart people in here. He was a good play caller. That's about it. I'm being stunned here. I'm really. So it always goes back to the 80s when he played in Miami. Like, when was that? Anyway. Chip thought for himself. Prince, I dislike when people compare Jalen and Purdy. While their offenses are similar, the 49ers were a more complete team due to their defense. I know this is content, but come on, man. The hate for Jalen. No, it's not hate. I don't give a shit about the guy either way, dude. You're missing it, Prince. I don't hate the guy. I don't like the guy. I wouldn't build my team. I've been consistent by saying I would never build my team around a quarterback like him or Lamar. I've made that very clear. Since day one, that hasn't and will not change. I don't think those guys have high ceilings. I just don't. Look at the numbers that Lamar Jackson won the MVP with this year. They're pedestrian. That's not good enough to win a Super Bowl. He can't win from the pocket. And when they tried to win from the pocket in the AFC Championship game, they lost to the Chiefs. He could not do it. Okay? Why is Chip Kelly a better coach than Nick Sirianni? Let's make it simple here. You guys are all going, I can't wait to hear this. Well, he actually had a job. He was a play caller. He had a job. And he wasn't horrible at it. He just didn't understand the NFL game. He thought he could do the same fundamental shit he did in college. Difference was he had 85 guys in college, and on an NFL Sunday, you have 53. Little different, dude. You can't try to get 85 plays in. You're going to wear your defense out. It wasn't really about wearing the offense out. It was wearing the defense out. The point is that your head coach that's now on Philly is the weakest link on your football team today. And it's why he'll get in the way of success this year. See, the Eagles kind of cleaned house. But they didn't get rid of the biggest issue, the head coach who has no job. Chip had a job, like it or not, good at it or not. There was clarity. You see, there's no clarity to Nick Sirianni's position with the Eagles now. I have never seen a coach on an NFL team that has no power, no say, no anything. He doesn't have a job. He doesn't have a job. And you know how you know he doesn't? One year they get to the Super Bowl, the next year they're a train wreck. That's when you know he had nothing to do with it. He had nothing to do with that Super Bowl. Zero. He had zero to do with the Super Bowl. Okay? That's right, Bob. Bob, by the way, I'm not saying he was good in Philly. I'm saying at least he had a job. Right or wrong, Chip had a plan. Nick runs Howie's plan. Bob, Xander, Bob's call is exactly the take I'm looking for. That is it, Bob. That is it right there with a bullseye 100. Bob Brown's best take since he's been on our program is right there. By the way, once again, I'm not sitting here trying to convince you, hey, we'd be better off with Chip today than, well, you would be better off with Chip today, but I don't like either guy. Way to go, Bob. Bob, that's a great take, dude. That's a great. Nick has no job. He has no job. So when everyone goes, Chip Kelly sucked. Okay. What's Nick's job? Coffee? What did he say? Sticking his head in the defense? Good grief. That guy sticking his head in on the defensive meetings? Please get out. Please get out. I think this guy will be the biggest issue. If the Eagles are going to be a playoff team and make a playoff push, I think the biggest problem that you have on the Philadelphia Eagles in 2024, I think it's Nick Sirianni. Sills, who's worse, Sirianni or Kotai? Hey, Kotai had a couple 11-win seasons, and he was the head coach and play caller. Dude, Sirianni's the worst coach that you have had, and even Ray Rhodes was better. Ray Rhodes was a former NFL Coach of the Year. Shit, I think he did it twice. I think he was a defense. Was he not? Was Ray Rhodes the Coach of the Year in the NFL with the Eagles? Wasn't he the head coach? Didn't he win that award? I could have swore Ray Rhodes was an NFL Coach of the Year when he was with the when he was with the Eagles. Unless I mentioned, Sills, take on Davis has changed since the draft. What has changed on Davis? Nick is a puppet. Look at Dan here. Dan Sileo might be the worst because I point out that you have a useless coach. Really? Okay, Dan. What's his job? Hold on. Maybe I should have looked it up. How about I do that for old Danny boy over here? Because he says I'm the worst for actually, let's see. Did Ray Rhodes win the NFL Coach of the Year? Did Ray Rhodes ever win the NFL Coach of the Year with the Eagles?
Francisco 49ers and was named Coach of the Year by the Associated Press in 1995, his first season as Eagles head coach. He last served as the senior defensive assistant for the
He's got 5 Super Bowl rings, too. Not bad. So he has 5 Super Bowl rings with the Niners, and he was the NFL Coach of the Year. And you think Sirianni's better than that guy? He got to a Super Bowl. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. He had nothing to do with that Super Bowl. 0. That's how the organization sees it. Dude, he's been the worst coach you've had since Kotai. There you go, Dan. Oh, Nicky. Nick, how about this? What's his job, Dan? Dan, what's his job? What's his job? What's Nick Sirianni's job? Tell me what Nick Sirianni's job is, and I'll go, I never thought of that. What's Nick Sirianni's job? Okay? Sills really hates Sirianni. I don't hate anybody. I hate Nazis. Told you that. Okay? Hate? I'm talking sports here. I really don't hate anybody in sports when I'm talking about them. It's got nothing to do with hate. I don't know him from a can of paint. See, like, unlike you, I don't pretend to know people. Okay? So I don't, when it comes to knowing him personally, that has nothing to do with this. Same with Jalen Hurts. My criticism of Hurts has nothing to do about his character or who he is. I don't give a shit about that, actually. Personally, I don't care if he's a good guy or a bad guy. I care he plays. I care he wins games, helps your team get to a Super Bowl. I could give a shit about what the guy does at home, who he has sex with, what his religion is, who he votes for. Only you guys care about that dumb shit. I so don't care about that. I have no interest in that. What your personal life is, on what you vote and what God you pray to. Because that doesn't form my opinion of you. That's you people doing that. You take all those things that don't matter and form an opinion on people. I don't do that. That's why I have more, I could be friends with a guy who's a Democrat or Republican. You can't. You can't. It's impossible for you. Okay? Yeah, Merrill Reese actually went on Big Bill, went on the show and said that the reason he felt, it was his opinion, that the Eagles didn't want to bring Justin Fields in is because they didn't want to rattle the cages of all the crazy maniac Eagle fans screaming for Fields to get in once Hurts starts throwing picks. How you doing? That's Merrill Reese. 48 legendary years. He said that. Go back and listen to that interview that Bill did with him. He says it in there. I was listening to it going, shit, I wish he had said that with me. Didn't want to rattle the cage, because I think that, what's his name, Merrill knows I would have posted that. Woo! How you doing? No one can answer what Nick's job is. What's Nick's job? Hey, Niners all day. Damn right they didn't want to bring Justin Fields in. They didn't want to bring Justin Fields in because they didn't want a Carson Wentz, Jalen Hurts situation 2.0 again. That shows you how weak the organization is when it comes to shit like that, and how they're still. So they took the lesser guy and Kenny Pickett instead of Fields. That's what they're telling. Well, that's what Merrill's thinking. The voice for 48 years of the Eagles. How you doing? Wow, man, you're afraid of Justin Fields rattling the cages of the crazy maniac Eagle fans? Man, that's got to hurt. Your own guy said it. Your own guy said it. How's that possible? Okay? I'm awake, are you? Big Bill wants round 2. Who's Bill? Oh, the guy I'm talking about. Oh, yeah, that guy. Okay. You see, what I tell you when we open the show, Big Sills is on Big Sills' time. I do things at my own pace. Get me? I don't do shit at your pace. See, this is my kingdom here. I got a moat around this bitch. How you doing? I decided to drop the drawbridge, let you couple over like I'm going to later on at the end of this hour. I'll tell you about a promotion we have. I'll drop the moat, the bridge over the moat, give you a shot to come in. If you're not going to get a couple opportunities for this. Merrill Reese said that they didn't want to. Well, yeah, he hinted that they didn't want to bring in Justin Fields because they want to upset Jalen. Who's he? Carson Wentz? Oh, my God. You took the lesser player in Kenny Pickett. Thanks, Bill, for the content. You scooted over that real fast. Big Sills wasn't going to scoot over that one. I took a note on that one. I wrote that. It was like this, Xander. I said, well, let me write that mother down here. Oh, Merrill Reese, man, barking about. They didn't want to bring in Justin Fields because they didn't want to rattle the cages. Really? How you doing? Wasn't me. I didn't say that. Oh, I did say it the day before. I actually did ask him how he felt about Pickett being brought in. And I think probably he expanded it on putting Fields into that. How you doing? Yes, sir. Okay? Yeah. Sills, it's to relay Howie's plan to the team. Okay? Nick's job is to relay Howie's message to the team. Yeah, that's quite a job for a head coach. Okay? He loves Pickett. Who's he? Who loves Kenny Pickett? The only reason you like Kenny Pickett, he's got small hands. If you're a chick, you like him. I don't know. I have no idea what that meant. None. Zero. Kenny doesn't want to be a backup. What's the difference? Kenny doesn't want to be a backup. What's the difference? Hurts and Justin Fields actually look alike. Kenny Pickett and Jalen Hurts look nothing alike when it comes in style of play. Okay? Sills likes Pickett. I told you yesterday, do I think Pickett or Justin Fields is good? No. But once Hurts starts sucking again, he'll play. They're not going to let him go through a string of games like he played last year at the end of the season, especially if they're still fighting for a playoff spot and keep his ass in. If he's throwing and having 18 turnovers, they're not going to keep him in there, dog. Nick Sirianni is the captain of our cheerleading team. Remember what I told you. Guys like LJ and Bill and everyone else and Prince and guys, make sure you get your video uploaded by March 23rd on the Eagle website. They're holding auditions for Eagle cheerleading. Look, you've got, what is it now? The days are rolling down here, and you've got to get that video uplinked, or you're going to be out on an audition. They'll call you back, from what I understand. And from what I get and gather is that Nick is going to be picking the cheerleading squad. So that's probably his new role. Sirianni's new role is to pick the cheerleading squad. And I'm sure LJ and Bill and all them guys have a great chance to make that squad. I mean, they may have a practice squad too for guys like Big Chris. So, hey, you still have your opportunity. March 23rd, man. 4 days away. Imperative you get that in there. Make sure you do, man. Make sure you get that too. And if I were you, LJ, I'd show some leg. All right, let's move on. Oh, by the way, Jason Cole at 3:30 and O.J. Anderson, Giant Hall of Famer, Super Bowl MVP, should be an NFL Hall of Fame, Pro Football Hall of Famer, will join us around 5 p.m.-ish. Okay, and we're going to talk about Barkley leaving the Giants and going to Philadelphia. We'll get his take on what Tiki Barber and his little bitchy attitude has towards Barkley, what he brings. We'll talk a little Gigantes. That'll be at around 5-ish. So we appreciate you guys hanging around there. James Carver, Nick's job to rattle off 5 keys and repeat competitive advantage. Also, his Super Bowl is akin to Switzer winning Super Bowl with Jimmy's team. Hoping the draft fills gaps elsewhere, we're not Super Bowl bound. James, thank you so much for that. And he reminds me every super chat will be read. Xander was telling me about that again last week. So you guys are a number one priority. Okay. Thank you, LJ. LJ knows we play with each other here, and I mean that in a manly way, LJ. So don't go crazy on me here with that one. Okay. We kind of go back and forth, play a little ping pong here, so it's all good. Okay, yeah. That maybe I have a violation on my man card on that one, so I apologize, LJ. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's move on. Let me throw this at you here. So I saw that the Philadelphia Eagles now have moved the bonus date for Hassan Reddick from, what was it, March 15th to April 1st. Okay. Yellow card, like my daughter. Thank you. Is it me when it comes to the Eagles' relationship with Hassan Reddick? Do you think they value him? So let's take a look at this. Hassan Reddick, what they've done with him in the last month and a half, they told him to look for another job. They haven't offered him a contract. They're not willing to pay. And they moved $1 million bonus that he's rightfully earned. I'll tell you one thing about him. What is he at? 27 sacks in the regular season in the last 2 years? I don't know about you, but that's awful productive. That's got to be in the top 5. 27 sacks in the last 2 years since he's been a Philadelphia Eagle. One thing you can say about him, the number one thing that he was asked to do, it's not his fault they don't know how to use him. But when you ask what his top job was to get to the quarterback, I think he's fulfilled that. He's fulfilled that. And I agree, Rico. I think the Philadelphia Eagles don't value him. Am I wrong?